Hello again, Void. Um, it's me again, and I just figured I'd get this video out of the way for today, seeing as trying to get used to this, just you know, popping up a clip or getting a gameplay and bringing myself to actually share it um with the Void. So. This is that. I'm not really sure what I'm going to talk about today. I'm just going to kind of freestyle it like I've been doing so far. So, um I don't know, the main thing on my mind right now, actually, let's talk about this. So today I'm trying to look for a job, right? I think I talked about a little bit in my last video that finding a job right now uh is not easy. um and I find it especially not easy for myself. And I don't say that because I don't have any experience doing anything. In fact, I have a lot of experience doing a few different things, a lot of experience in culinary. I have a lot of experience in landscaping and warehousing. So, finding a job isn't that's not the problem. My problem is, but well, also I'm in school, so finding like a part-time job that's, that pays enough for my lifestyle, which isn't expensive, by the way. Like I really don't do the most. For the most part, I stay inside. I don't go out. I really don't talk to too many people in my life, as of recently. And I guess I can go into that a little bit, as a segue. Um, the reason being, is because, well, one, coming out of a really long-term relationship, it was very, um, I didn't realize how, I guess, bubbled I was in a sense. Not to say that I wasn't allowed to go out or anything, but in the situation that I was in, um, it was more or less like my partner was going out a lot. Um, and I was never really invited. Oh my God, look at all the people that are down, and I'm just focusing on kills. Um, but yeah, my partner would be going out a lot, and you know, wouldn't be inviting me out or wouldn't really tell me where she was going. A lot of the time, which kind of didn't make me want to go out. In fact, one day I did decide to go out by myself, and I didn't say anything to her, and I ended up running into an ex-girlfriend of mine and her at the time, and I'm pretty sure still current boyfriend. Uh, and that just turned me right off. I don't live in a small town or small city. Um, I live in a pretty busy busing place, so for that to kind of happen really randomly, like the one night I decided to go out, just to kind of do whatever, and I get I was by myself, but mind you, that just turned me right off. Like I was having a decent time by myself. Like I went to this rock club, and then I ended up hopping over to another place or whatever. Spoke to a couple people, kept it pushing. Um, and then I ran into that place where I met those two, and it was kind of, um, I think it was actually kind of on my way out. I was gonna go to the next place over, and then I kind of took that as my sign to leave. Um, so anyway, that being said, I don't go out that much, and um, I just I don't have like social anxiety or anything like that. In fact, like I think I'm pretty fun in person. I'm pretty funny too. I think a lot of people would say. I know it probably doesn't sound like it because I'm like a monotone, depressed fuck. Um, but I when the time presents itself, I can be that person. And funny enough, my grandmother was actually kind of on my case about that recently. She's like, um you don't seem very excited about a lot of things. I told her, I'm like, yeah, I mean, I mean, given the situation, like I'm not gonna put on a smile just because. And that brings me back around to the main point of when I'm working, I'm there to work. I'm not really there to make friends. Mind you, there's that coworker relationship that um I always try to like uphold when the opportunity comes, but that's the thing. I'm not going out of my way to really get to know somebody like that outside of work or you as a person. I know that sounds really bad. Um, but you know, like I said in my other video, I'm 28 and back in the day, um, you're able to just go to work, do your job well, and go home. Nowadays, people are very sensitive. I find in the way you just present yourself, even if it's in a professional manner. Um, I often also find just the way I dress. Um, I'm not saying like I don't dress like a bum or anything. Like I have a a good sense of style. And I didn't get that by myself. For sure. That's something I took away from that very long waste of my time. But yeah, I feel like people just look at me. It's kind of the same thing. Like, when they say when you're trying to buy a house and the person selling you the house pulls up in like a really expensive car and they're trying to like sell you the car at like a really high, or not the car, sorry, like the house at a really high price. And you're kind of looking at the car like, oh, you're just making a lot of money off this. And then you hear like that same like realtor will, oftentimes just park the car down the street and walk to the house and be there before the resident or whatever the case is, right? Just to kind of, you know, make it look like they're just like them. And I feel like, when I walk into work, like I don't dress like I'm going to work because a lot of times I do have to change on site or whatever the case is. Um, or just the way like I do my hair, like I don't know. I feel like people are just very judgy nowadays, and even when it comes to me telling people what I do for school, or what I plan on doing for school, I've gotten jobs recently this year where um I would I'd be talking to someone and they're like, "Oh, what are you in school for?" And I tell them, and they look at me, they're like, "Oh," and it's kind of like, "Why are you here?" And I'm just like, "What do you mean? Why am I here? Like, I have X amount of experience in this field, and at this point in my life." Like I decided to go back to school and it's not for something useless. Like I'm sorry, but I don't understand how people go um to school for culinary and then like, you're stuck at some dead end line cook job. Like I just don't understand that. Like I came out of high school washing dishes and then started doing like cooking and I trained people that were not staging, what's the word? I don't know, doing their co-op or whatever, like at the restaurant, and these kids don't know what they're doing. And I understand that. Like I barely knew what I was doing, but I had the experience for it. So I don't know. Um, so I guess this video is kind of coming to a close. I kind of ranted, but I kind of got the point off. I feel. Uh, Probably gonna try to get a couple of videos out of the way. Um, within the next couple hours or something and try to schedule the upload out in case I just happen to get like super depressed or something and forget or don't have the motivation to do it. Might as well do it now while I have some motivation while I'm already talking. So anyway, peace out, Void.